Just cause I, cause I, cause I, tonight is the time you should check it out. Right now is the
Hi guys, welcome to
The
Prince.Talk.Show. I'm Prince Arnold.
And I am Queen Nat.
Today we'll be talking about
The government's plan trying to make it illegal to smack your kids in England. So Prince, what's your opinion to that?
well, my opinion to that, it's really it's two ways.
Okay.
Because on the other hand, I think like making it illegal for you to spank your kids is taking away the whole point of parenthood. Because I think parents should have the right to discipline their kids.
Yeah.
And many people argue that it's not good to beat up your child, that it's not human to do that. But for me, I think like parents don't just go to beat the kids like that. Like it's not the first line of action. They might have tried to like take away the toys. They might have tried to like give them some kind of other punishment.
Yeah.
But when that doesn't work,
And there is a difference between
beating up
and smacking.
and smacking.
There is a difference. So if people are arguing about beating up your child, that's a different thing. Because if you beat up a child, it's like you being physically abused.
Abusive, yeah.
Like you give them a mark or wound them. That's different between like beating and smacking. Smacking is just a little thing, like you don't do it
Yeah,
hard.
just a little thing.
Just a little thing, like come online, like your brain needs to wake up. So yeah, I think there is a difference between that, and I think as you said earlier on, parents have the right to like discipline their kids. Because if you look at it, the children are not being beaten yet, and the way they're behaving, that the behavior is really bad. If you look at it, like you see all this gun crimes and night crimes, and all that leads to that. So I think parents.
But there's two opinions on that as well, because the many people who argue that like children will suffer like abuse, like we're being beaten up, like they end up as well growing up, like maybe getting out of home, joining bad gangs as well. So it's like two-sided, and people actually argue. I was watching a debate on ITV where this child psychologist, and she was saying there are many kids that they actually say like they hate their parents because they were beating them up. But for me, I think it's kind of a tricky area. I got beat up by my parents, but I never hated my mom for whatsoever. I actually loved her for that, because I would have gone wild. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. The thing that I'm saying, because they say smacking. So if they take out that, like totally, they take out smacking your kids. It's gonna be something. I don't know, like you said, I don't know the right word to use for that, because beating, as I said, is different. Beating, we all know, we all have been there. Hey, like the African moms and all that. Hey, this one mom you are seeing, they beat it well. If not for that, like for now, we should have been something else. So that one, I understand that one, because some parents have like that kind of anger. So if they allow parents to be beating their child up, it's gonna be really bad.
Yeah, but the thing about that is like the law always take care of that. So there are laws responsible for that. Where there is child abuse, there is child cruelty, and all those things. Children's Act. So you have the Children's Act that actually takes care of that.
Yeah.
But in I think Section 58 of the Children's Act, it gave the parents the right. So there is like a provision there which actually gives parents and legal guardians like the right for like reasonable punishment. So it's called reasonable punishment.
So taking out the toys, like turning up the telly, not let them go out, something like that.
Yeah, so it's like smacking. So people need to make the difference between like beating up your child and smacking your child. Because technically, like legally, parents do have that right in England to actually like smack the kids, but it has to be reasonable. As long as it don't go to the point where they might suffer like some wounds,
trying to hit them,
previous bodily harm, and those cruelty and things like that. and so it is okay to do that. And I know many people are going to talk about like children who come from abusive home, maybe the parents like they're drug addicts, they're alcoholic, or things like that, so they get like beaten up all the time. But like laws are already there in place for that, and just taking these like little rights which their parents have now, because I think parents don't actually have so much rights nowadays to do anything.
I said that the children, like parents are giving back to the children for the government. They are government children. It's like you give that to this child. You have this child for like 9 good months, and then all of a sudden when you give back to this child, it's for the government. It's like they're all government children. I will say they because I wasn't born here, so well, still I'm underneath the laws, so I'm still protected though. Yes.
So what would you do when you have kids? Like, are you gonna smack them? As most the thing about it is like I think it goes across like communities as well, because if you have to go like in the black community, like the culture is different. Even the laws are there not to beat your child, but you get beat up anyways. Yes, yeah, you still get beat up.
You get beat up back home, but not here.
Even the people will do that. Like, I got mates and things like that. Like there's one of my the son took the dad's car and went out, and with the friends, he didn't even have like a normal license, and the police they caught them, and then they called her home. So she picked up the phone and she went there, and she was just like in front of the police, and you were like, I'm gonna beat you up and things like that. And the police, they didn't do anything. They were just laughing because they could understand the anger of the mom. So in cases like that, you see like, oh, she would have been arrested and went to jail and things like that. I think it's kind of reasonable. Like they deal with it like on case by case. And because for me, I think personally, like smacking your kid if they're being stubborn,
it should be alright.
It should be alright.
Yeah.
As long as it is reasonable. Yeah. As long as it's reasonable, it shouldn't go too far, like using belts and whips and all cables
and all that now.
Knives, sticks,
no,
and all those things.
That's just being extra.
Yeah, that's being extra.
That's not like loving your kid. It's like you trying to introduce your child to be violent, and your child can take that to school. So I don't think that's the right way. But smacking.
Just a little spank.
Yeah, just a little spank. Like, come online if you're offline. Like, come online. When you know, like this kid, sometimes they get too hyper and forget about their manners. So you need to like tell them, come back to your 5 senses. So for me, like, what I usually do, because my sister got like 7 kids. Yes, I'm an auntie to 7 kids.
Oh,
so
wow.
usually, I am an auntie to 7 kids in the house. So usually what I usually do with them, I make sure when they're like fighting or like causing loads of noise in the house, it's either I want them first, like stop making noise or stop fighting. If they don't stop, I turn off the telly, or I take the toys from them or send them to their bedroom. I think that way is a much better way than you hitting them.
What if they don't listen though?
If they don't listen, like the other way I do it, like they like going out. They like going to the park, especially when it comes to summer. So if you don't listen, you're not going out with us. You're staying home with mommy. That's what I do. You stay home with mommy. And that way they listen. Or I'm not going with you to McDonald's. They all like McDonald's. You all know kids about McDonald's.
What's about the fact where you get like situations where you get really stubborn kids, and you doing that, they go to the school and complain to the teachers that like they feel depressed at home, that they're being beaten up at home and things like that. If meanwhile you're not actually doing those things.
Well, I'm gonna explain to the school and tell the school what I'm doing. Like, I don't beat them up, because if you beat up a child, there should be a trace. There should be a mark or a trace. So if you go to the doctors, they can investigate that if you're actually abusing your child. And if they go, look, I'm not doing that, then I'm free. I'm not in trouble. So that one is okay, because beating up a child, you can see trace of beating up. So there should be evidence. So that one, I'm not that really bothered about that. But if I'm taking a toy from my child, trying to discipline my child, and my child going to school and say this to the teacher, but they need to do investigation. They just can't take me to social services
Yeah.
or say, oh, I'm gonna call the police or child protection. There should be evidence, like a strong evidence to prove that I'm actually doing that to my child. So I think that one is okay, man.
So what you're saying is like, what if that law comes into effect, and are you gonna smack your child or not?
I don't know, because me, I don't like smacking kids anyways. That one, well, for other parents, that it's gonna be difficult because, as I said, these children need to. It's gonna be really difficult. I don't think actually that kind of law is necessary for it to come to law, for it to come to action, for it to be active. So I don't think that's necessary. It's just smacking. It's not like you're beating them up. Beating them up is already there, and there are laws already there for that. So yeah, if that law comes, well, only God knows. Only God knows.
Okay, so what do you think in terms of like the dynamics between like maybe in black communities, white communities, Asian communities, and like different communities? Do you think like the cultural aspect of like beating up your kids is different?
Yes, it's actually different because in Africa we believe in smacking.
Not in Africa, even the
beating up.
Caribbeans.
The Caribbeans as well, they believe that you should be doing
Black
all that. Yeah,
Americans,
Black
I see.
Americans, like, let me say people that actually, because actually like if your mom was born back home and your mom moved over here and gave that to you, then she was treated differently to compare to here, and she wants to like carry on with the same way she was like brought up. Like she wanted to like do that to the child as well. But I don't think any mom will just sit down and want to beat up their child. Yeah, just like a fun. It's not something fun. It hurts. Like no one would do that. I think they are doing it to like shape the children, put them in the kind of way they want for the children to be, so the children will not be like unmannered, be rude out there, and because you know the parents as well. When you go out, you're representing your parents, you're representing your home. So I think the parent need to have that right to like discipline their children.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you because like based on like African culture or black culture in general, you're not only representing yourself, and I think it goes across to other cultures as well, because you're not just representing yourself, you're representing your parents.
Yeah,
and
even the aunties or and the uncles. Hey, them ones, the aunties and the uncles. Let them see you somewhere. I'll go tell your mommy. They'll go tell your mommy also. It's like you're representing the whole family.
The whole community.
Exactly, like the whole community, the neighbors and everywhere. Well, yeah. So yeah, guys, let's know your feedback, your opinion. Say comment below. Let's hear your opinion.
Yeah, so we want to know your view on it. What do you think? What was your experiences? And so we want to know all those things. So just comment below, like, subscribe. Many juicy topics coming.
Many. Like, subscribe. Don't wait. And hey, don't enjoy or learn the juicy topic that comes.
Share it to your friends.
Share it to your friends. Tell a friend to tell a friend. So guys, thanks for watching the Prince.Talk.Show.
Till next time.
Just keep down the rules and move to the right.